Fall is in full effect here at Elon University, which means we are in the thick of volleyball season. Good afternoon from the Schar Center, where it's a clash between two conference foes of the Elon Phoenix and Towson Tigers. The final weekend series of the month for the Maroon and Gold brings in a team that has won 3 straight and is looking to pick up their 4th conference weekend sweep of the season. The Juggernaut Tigers, a program that is 131-21 since 2019 and have won 4 conference titles in that time, comes to town. On the other hand, the 11-11 Phoenix come in 8th overall in the Coastal Athletic Association and look to jump back to 500 in conference play. It's spooky that it's already time to close the book on the month of October, but that's exactly what we do this afternoon. Max Wallace, Grace Stetler, Sam Landsman leading the charge in the control room. And Grace, this is an Elon Phoenix team that looks to bounce back today, and they'll have to do it against a foe in the Towson Tigers.
And it's hard to believe we're 22 games of the season so far, but the Tigers secured their 21st win yesterday here on Robertson Court with that 3-1 win over the Phoenix.
And the Tigers have been capital A amazing, led by their 2 superstars, Victoria Barrett and Sydney Stewart.
And the upperclassmen have led the pack for the Tigers and sparked their 3-game win streak. Let's start with number 12, Victoria Barrett, the 2023 first-team All-CAA and Offensive Player in the Week. Barrett's led her 2024 squad in kills with 323, and to add to her masterclass, has amassed 167 digs. Travel 414 miles north of Elon, and you'll find the home of our next player to watch, number 5, Sydney Stewart. The Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania native was named a 2023 CAA Defensive Player of the Week, and in the 2023 season, she accumulated a high of 388 digs, which put her at 6th in the conference. This season, Max, she's had 365 digs total. And safe to say, both Towson players to watch bring the offense and defensive presence on the court.
Now let's talk about the home team. The Phoenix have dropped 4 of their last 5 and have dropped to 8th in the conference, but Grace, Caroline Burlacamp, Sydney Love, 2 of the players that they need to step up in this final push.
And start with the sophomore Caroline Burlacamp, the 6'2 middle blocker out of Columbus, Ohio, has collected 20 digs on the season, 105 kills, and 79 blocks total. Versatile should be her middle name because she covers the court on the offense and defensive side. She's consistent and confident from her spot, and she's going to be needed to secure a victory today. And now, let's end with the senior and what's not to love. Sydney Love, the Chesapeake, Virginia native, has been a leading member for the Elon Phoenix with 261 kills. While offensively key at the net, she's also been an important member of the defensive efficiency. With 52 blocks to her name, Love has haunted her opponents at the net and looks to continue it today against an aggressive Tigers team.
Quite the atmosphere here at the Schar Center as you get a look at the 2 teams headed in 2 different directions. Stony Brook swept Elon last week. They're trying to avoid a 2nd straight sweep. As for the Towson Tigers, they're looking for their 4th on the season, Grace, after a 3-1 set win and match win yesterday in this building.
But both teams in a spot where every win is crucial. I mean, for Towson, you know, they're amassing in the wins, and Elon is now fighting for a win. But both teams now just looking to kind of get something going and keep it running if you're Towson. But if you're Elon, you want to claw back here.
Mary Tendler has her team, though, at 11-11 on the season after just 5 wins last year. They've got 5 wins in conference play this year. Long season still to go, 3 weeks left, including today in conference play. And they control their own destiny, Grace, and that's the biggest caveat as you get a look at the 22nd year head coach.
And truly turned this season around. You look at last season and the comparison from how the team is playing last season to this season, it's incredible to watch what Mary Tendler's been able to do with her squad, bringing in new members, working with the alums and the veterans, and really kind of just compiling a team here that wants to win.
Then you get a look at the head coach on the opposing side for the Towson Tigers. Don Mattill has certainly put the pedal to the metal. The all-time winningest coach in Towson Tigers history, and has led his team to another immaculate season, 17 wins, 3rd in the conference right now and playing for that 1st spot. You can get closer with that with a win today.
And they call his legacy a contender to a dynasty. He really turned the way that Towson appeared around completely. You know, you won last 4 CAA championships under his name and his coaching. Just an incredible job done by him and everything that he's kind of been able to amass as a coach.
Elon gets to the floor first. As you get a look at the huddle of the reserves, let's take a look at the series history. Towson leads this series all-time 20-3. The last time Elon beat Towson was in this building in 2022. It was a magical day. Leah Daniel broke the all-time kill record for this program. It was also the Dig Pink day. Dig Pink was yesterday. Obviously did not win yesterday, did the Elon Phoenix. But you're looking at a team in Elon, and I keep going back to it, Grace, because it's the storyline of this team right now. 5-6 overall in conference play, 11-11 overall on the season, but they can still right the wrongs. They can still get into the championship tournament, and from there, anything can happen.
And you even watched it in the game yesterday when it looked like Towson had all the momentum. They stole a set back, and they kind of kept their life alive. They just got to do that a bit earlier, as Towson likes to come out very fast.
Towson, like we said, sits in third place in the CAA. Hofstra at 9-2, Charleston at 9-3, both above them. But the Tigers with 17 wins, 4 losses, the best win percentage in the conference. And they come in as the second hottest team. Only team hotter is the NCAA Aggies, who have won 4 straight and sit 8-4. Off we go here from the Shaw Center. Annabelle Shaw from the back line. And away we go on a Sunday afternoon from Shaw. Picking up right where they left off. That's Sayer Abdul-Rahim. She was phenomenal the other night. Had 5 kills and 3 block attempts.
And she's just been somebody who's incredible. Her first season at Towson, she amassed 48 kills just as a young member on the team. She knows how to get it done, and she knows how to do it fast.
4 sets yesterday, Grace, and this is how each and every one of them started, with Towson on the leading end, but they give the point right back to the Phoenix with the service error.
And you can imagine with the speed of Towson, one thing they're going to have to capitalize on is some of those errors that we saw. The errors are going to be a huge momentum changer for the Phoenix today.
Uncharacteristic errors for Towson. That's their 10th on the weekend. That's characteristic, though, because that's Victoria Barrett, the CAA preseason player of the year, stretching her wings early on. 21 kills yesterday and the first of the ball game this afternoon. She hit at a 459 clip, did number 12 the other day right here in this building, and she's back for more on day 2. This one won't go to her. This will go back to the outside off of the fingertips, but no, just over them and out of the end line. We're all square at 2-2. And never mind, they will reverse that call. Everyone wearing the black jerseys was getting ready to serve, including Caroline Doyle and Clara LaRue. But as you get a look on the replay, KJ, who was fantastic yesterday, matched her career high in blocks, is going to get called for the tool.
And it was a kind of a late call there, but a good call. Is that, again, that's just a big momentum changer, certainly early enough in this game.
Free ball down Broadway, and it belongs on it. What a finishing touch job by DeMongo.
And I think that's what they're so good at. I mean, we were talking about it pregame, kind of when practice was kind of going on and ensuing. The speed and the power behind the ball, Max, it's unmatched.
First service ace of this ball game. It goes in favor of the visitors as it's off of the forearm of Caroline Doyle. 5-1, the Tigers in front. And Towson is so good, Grace, that if you give them a lead, it is hard to catch them back. Once again, they go to DeMongo, and once again, she finishes the job. And that's what makes Towson so good. I mean, you look at the 3 in the front line, as Mary Tendler will call timeout. DeMongo, Barrett, and of course, Abdul-Rahim. Those 3 paved the way yesterday, combined for 32 kills of the 57 Towson recorded.
And the front line it's really just kind of incredible to kind of watch how they're able to kind of put some things together. You can kind of take a look here, just at the perfect setup and then the perfect placement from the front line. That's what kind of makes it hard to stop, and it really splits the Elon defense completely.
I mean, you could see it there. 3 middle blockers in the front wearing the black jerseys and the scaled texturing of the Elon jerseys, the new jerseys that they unveiled this year. But you're right, they're spread all the way across the floor, and with how good they are, you need at least 2 people in the vicinity to at least get in their head.
And I think that's what's tough, and you can kind of see Caroline Doyle a little bit talking to her teammates. She can't be all over the place. You know, she's a quick player, but you need a little bit more coverage on the floor, especially when you're playing a team like this. So I'm sure Mary Tendler maybe in the huddle is talking about, is it a tighter defense that we play so that prompts a quicker response? can you kind of just close the gaps a little bit more so that spread and that widening in the middle doesn't happen.
Towson has controlled the tempo of this game. 5 kills on 6 attacks for an .833 hit percentage. Phoenix are 0 for 1 on their attack attempts. Out of the timeout, Towson was exceptional yesterday, scoring right away. Cheeky tap over. Phoenix recover. Lanier will get the tool, and the Phoenix get the first point out of the timeout.
And again, we've talked about the importance of timeouts. Mary Tendler really has such a way of resetting her team within the timeouts. It's kind of incredible just to be able to watch her, to kind of coach her team to prompt a response like that. A good stopping on a Towson momentum.
Demongo blocked by our player to watch, Burlekamp. One more try, tips it over, and Lanier is there. Love goes outside, and the libero, our other player to watch, Sydney Stewart, unable to clean it up. And all of a sudden, the Phoenix have put a damper on the 5-0 run with 2 of their own. Barrett skies. Lanier, a nice tip drill. Free ball induced, though, for the Tigers. Backside set, Abdul Rahim. What a dig, pancake style by Caroline Doyle. Now it's Barrett, far side, splits through everybody, and it goes over the sideline and out of bounds. What a job by Sydney Love and Caroline Doyle, that entire volley, and then the communication to seal the deal.
And it all started there with Doyle, just the way she was able to lay out completely on the floor there and keep it alive, and then kind of good communication there to all read that it was going to go out, keep that one going.
What a look, as always, by our fantastic crew here at Elon Sports Vision. And all of a sudden, Grace, the Phoenix have put on a fantastic run. 4 straight points.
And trying not to let anything that happened yesterday haunt them at all. Kind of trying to shake it off completely and just move on from the score yesterday.
And you could tell they're trying to shake off the cobwebs early on in this one, and they've done just that. 5 straight points has us all square at 6. And all of a sudden, we talked about how scary Towson can be when they have a lead. Phoenix have come back to tie it here in set 1.
Just completely put on just a different look today, kind of trying to come out with a faster start and just respond a bit earlier.
What a touch by Barrett from the attack line. That thing just rainbows down, and it puts your back line in such a tough position. I mean, you talk about Caroline Doyle, one of the best digging liberos in this league. Has 314 on the season, and that one just was too tough to handle. Here's Lanier. That's tough to handle. We're back square.
And you could just tell the speed behind the ball completely spooked the other side there. Just kind of shook up the team on the other side for Towson and wasn't able to respond. Kind of gave Elon a bit of the own medicine that they've been doing all game.
I mean, when you see number 13 elevate like that, it definitely sends a shiver down your spine. Link over the net, and it will hit the floor for the service ace. Erica Link comes in and does the job. The graduate student setter from Hedgesville, West Virginia, picks up her 6th on the season. She'll try it again. Another really good-looking serve and a good-looking block. Phoenix were exceptional in the front line yesterday, and they're picking up right where they left off. The wombo combo of Lindsay Harris and Caroline Burlekamp.
Just built a wall there completely, but an excellent block by Harris. Just completely stood up and just did not let that one over. Great teamwork from the far side.
Harris has got 29 now on the season. And Towson finds their way back within 1 with their 8th point of this first set. It's a Tigers team that's looking for back-to-back sweeping weekends. Hampton last week, Phoenix this week. They've only lost 1 set in their last 10. Demongo, powerful blast, and LaRue was just too late to the spot. And the party continues to roll. Seesaw of a set 1.
Really back and forth here, but both teams kind of just fighting for that lead completely. But you can see it's just a better play here by Towson and perfect placement.
Over the end line, service error. Gives the Phoenix the 1-point lead, and they're the first team to double digits here in the first set. Paves the way for Casey Brower, the freshman, on the end line to serve. Link will dig it up. Doyle calls for it and sets up Harris. Free ball induced for the Tigers, though. DeMongo, tip drill. LaRue leaves her feet and gets there. Doyle gives up the free ball. One more try. DeMongo, and that is just so good. Right in the middle of the 6 Phoenix players on the floor. Slicing and dicing is DeMongo.
And I think what's tough is when you kind of give up a free ball like that, it just gives Towson, which is such a talented team, just the chance to kind of cast their own spell and put that one over the net and just put it exactly where they want. If you're the Elon team, you got to respond with a bit of a stronger hit.
Another service ace on the opposing end. The second one of this game and the second one here in the first set. For Towson as a team, they're one of the best in the conference. They come in with 152 to opponents just 94 against them. LaRue just too far over the back line. Good job by Barrett to let it go out.
Right now for Elon, just only down by 2. You got to do the same thing, and even without the timeout here, how can you kind of fight this one back a little bit more and just kind of claw your way back to, like you said, seesaw this one, but even.
What a block from the front line of the Tigers. LaRue gets shut down herself again. Joust at the net. It's won by Towson, and it's won by Sarah Callender. The junior outside hitter went up to get it and left no doubt.
And the blocks were the name of the game on that one, just completely smothered the team on that one and would not let them over. It's going to force, again, another kind of timeout now by Elon to just kind of reset themselves. But Max, I mean, this team has kind of just taken in almost 179 blocks this season. That's a hard number to overcome for the offense.
And it's turning into Fright Night here at the Schar Center. 13-10, the Tigers have stormed back. And let's talk about that for a second, Grace. A team in the Phoenix that saw themselves go down by 5 early on. 6-1 they trailed. They did a great job out of that timeout, scored 5 straight points, and were able to make this game even. From there, Towson has taken now a step forward of their own, and without any timeouts, you're chasing 15 points. How important is it to come out of this timeout and get a run going?
Well, if we've seen before, the timeouts have been crucial for Elon. Now without any left in a set that's pretty early on right now, how can you kind of prompt another movement here? But how do you do it just kind of with the rest of the game looming ahead of you and knowing in this in this set, you don't have any more timeouts to reset. You got to play with the ball, and you got to be able to respond to an aggressive Towson offense.
Got to think the Phoenix are going to call the Ghostbusters to get rid of the ghosts that are the Towson Tigers coming out of the timeout. 13-10 our score here in the first set. Phoenix looking to bounce back after dropping game 1 of this 2-game weekend series yesterday in this building. And so out of the timeout, it's Botoff, the redshirt sophomore. And it's a service ace out of the timeout. Towson just continues to roll. Make that number 3 on the ball game. Good recovery by the maroon and gold. Harris goes far side over the sideline, and Towson just keeps the pedal to the metal.
And just keeps giving Elon these hair-raising shots that they're not able to respond to. And it's sending players to the floor left and right, but then some are just coming too fast and hitting the floor too soon.
Phoenix right now are seeing the monsters in the closet. They cannot get anything going offensively. Can LaRue change that tide? No, she can't for the moment. Barrett into the net. And the twine might have helped out, but the Phoenix needed that desperately. They put a stop to the run.
You'll take a look at it here, but just an excellent stop there and a good response there by Elon from the net. Excellent job just to kind of be able to respond with a lot of power.
Burleycamp was a big part of why Barrett felt the need to go into the net. And now she's on the end line. 15-11, LaRue, free ball. She's got it. Dots up the floor. and dots up the point and gives Elon the 12th of their first set.
Great job there by LaRue just to kind of perfectly put that one on the floor. And it was just an excellent job and, again, a good response. And now I'm going to prompt a timeout on the other side. Great job there by Elon to just kind of halt the bleeding that was coming from the Towson offense.
And again, we talked about that. They needed that. They needed to get some momentum, and this is where Towson has been so good all season. Don Mattil and his group just know when to take that timeout, know when to suck the venom that is the momentum of the opponents out of their soul. 15-12, but number 12, Victoria Barrett, she's been special all weekend and special today as well.
And you got to take a look at just what she's been able to compile so far today. She's done an excellent job of just kind of pushing the pedal to the metal and pushing it all the way to the floor. You can take a look at it here, but she has been frightful from the kills. She's put it to the ground excellently every single time. She's worked with her team perfectly to place it on the floor.
18 double-digit kills this year. She had her 18th of the year last night right here where she had 21 of them. She's already got 3 and hitting at a 400% clip. Again, Phoenix in front, 15-12. As we are back out of the timeout, they will have the serve going into the 28th point here of the first set. Far side, LaRue's there to clean it up. Now she'll get a chance on the attack. Great recovery, but it goes over the sideline. Just another example, Grace, of how good that front line for Towson is. This time it's Brothers getting in on the mix. The junior put the dagger down.
And I think it's just the versatility of the Towson team as a whole. You got to look at how they move around the floor and how every player kind of comes into their own, both offensively and defensively. That's what makes the team just so hard to overcome.
Brower to Link, Link to KJ. KJ the point. She matched her jersey number in blocks a day ago. And KJ's got her first kill this afternoon.
Just look at the height that she gets behind the kill. She's almost matching the height of the net when she goes up to put it down. Excellent job there by KJ.
Phoenix continue to lurk in the shadows. 16-13 now the score. Trying to go for the block, just a little too far. The powerful hammer down by Calendar, somebody who had 8 kills on a 172 clip yesterday to go along with 2 blocks and 13 digs. Right in front of the net, LaRue couldn't save it. And this is where the Tigers get dangerous. They're chasing 7. They have a 5-point lead. Phoenix are going to need some sort of momentum to, if not force a timeout, at least drain some of that momentum that the Tigers have right now.
It was just excellent communication on the Towson side and just a bit of miscommunication on the Elon side. You could just see LaRue trying to run for the ball from the far side and wasn't able to kind of keep that one up in the air, which prompted it to fall short.
Shaw, LaRue now on the far side. Abdul Rahim dug up by Shaw. Now it's Lanier. They'll give Barrett a try. And a rare misstep for number 12. Mishit it off the palm, and all of a sudden the Phoenix are back within 4.
And you got to give the Phoenix credit. They are just fighting for this match. Again, we said it before, but they are just trying to kind of keep themselves in it and let a dangerous Towson team not get too far ahead.
That's the 5th attacking error by the Towson Tigers. It's a team that doesn't make a whole lot of errors. They only have 373 on the year. They induce about 400 of them to their opponents. (18-15), and there's no stopping that. Brothers cannot be stopped.
An excellent job by Brothers just to kind of get that one going. 43 kills to her name this season. An excellent job from the Ohio native.
5 different Towson Tigers in the attacking column. KJ trying to get her numbers boosted. Cleaned up by the Tigers. Here's Barrett, and with the swing of the right arm, you just can't touch it, and Towson's at the 20 mark.
And it seems like every single time Towson begins to settle, they rise from the dead, and they just completely come back. And that's what's just kind of been something that's hard to stop if you're an Elon team.
Not only do they rise from the dead, but they just play like they're zombies. They're on code to just get points left, right, and center. One more look at the Sydney Love kill. Good job by her. She was working on that in early game warmups. Instead of trying to go through the 2 middle blockers, use the outside portion of the hands of the middle blockers. Work to perfection there. Abdul Rahim LaRue can't get there. And Towson again just continues to use the lead so well. They give up, Grace, 2, maybe 3 points, but they never get any further than being 2 points in front.
And I think that's just kind of what's it. And every single time that Elon has come back, Towson sits comfortably knowing that they're going to kind of have a push. It just depends on when it's going to come.
Love from the attacking line. Lanier free ball. And if Lanier's good on the set pieces, she's even better on the free balls. Right in front of the net, puts it down like taking candy from a baby.
An excellent job there by Lanier. Just completely put her hand in the candy basket and grabbed the goodies. Great job to put that one down.
Erica Link already has a service ace. And she gets another one here. Back within 3.
Again, Elon's just not going away. They just do not want to give up the set. It really is a different Elon team than we saw earlier on in the game yesterday.
Don Mattil still with that 1 timeout in his back pocket if he so happens to want to use it. Towson still up 3, though. Here's their freshman, and Ava Naki from Spanish Fork, Utah, gets the point. She becomes the 6th Tiger to record a kill. Beautiful shot there, right down in between the 2 middle blockers. And that will cause the timeout. Towson in front by 4. They're chasing 3 here in set number 1. Michael Myers' theme plays in the background. And Grace, it's only fitting because it's getting grim for the Phoenix, who are in the huddle to our right.
And I think the Phoenix are just starting to feel a little bit of the pressure and the darkness looming in. And I think that's what's going to kind of be hard for them to overcome. As it's only now 3 points away, Elon can't kind of wait on, all right, now Towson grab a couple points, we'll grab a couple points, and then we'll start to even it out. You got to do it now if you're Elon. And kind of credit, Towson took the timeout. You're kind of giving Elon the chance now to reset and come out of the huddle with a fresh mind.
If you were Mary Tendler and that Elon huddle to our right, what are you cooking up in that cauldron to get yourself back in this game?
I think you got to tell your team, you got to come out and respond now. No mistakes and no errors, but rather just you got to close that gap in the middle. And when it comes with those kills, you got to be there or they're just going to fall to the ground.
Then if you're Don Mattil, you take the timeout. You still got 10 seconds left on it, and everybody was out. Towson's on the floor. They're dancing to the Michael Myers theme. They're having a good time. They're a team that plays with a lot of swagger, a lot of aura surrounds this team. And a 17-4 team, again, have only dropped 21 games since 2019. It's incredible.
They're just an excellent team, well-rounded, and the confidence you can tell at Max it's there.
Love gets the point right back. So out of the timeout, and Elon, to their credit, has done a much better job this afternoon at being successful out of the timeout.
It just feels like they kind of have a bit more of the Towson rhythm understood. And when they kind of have that rhythm understood, that's when they're able to respond a bit better.
Casey Brower on the end line. Phoenix trail by 3. There is number 3 leaving her feet. LaRue. Backdoor to Naki, but a big-time block upstairs. And the Phoenix have chased 2 now from the Tigers.
7-11, what a block there from the corner. Excellent job from number 7 and number 11 to really work together on that one and get the stop.
Mistiming her jump is DeMongo. Phoenix able to clean it up. Barrett leaves her feet. Nice dig by her. Far side they go. Here's Calendar, and she is shut down. Once again, the front line and Burlekamp, our player to watch, stepping up big time.
And what a dig there from the other side by Barrett. Just an excellent job to keep that one alive, but a better block on the other side.
Phoenix back within 1. No timeouts for either side. There's DeMongo, their senior leader again. The Bari, Italy native who was previously at Auburn University at Montgomery. Named to the second team All-Gulf South Conference in her time there. Burlekamp, tip drill. Nice dig attempt, but it goes down as an Elon point. And it's getting tight at the top. 1-point game here in set number 1. Towson with the 1-point lead.
Great job there by the Elon offense just to kind of work that one through and make it extra tricky for Towson.
23-22. Brothers gets cleaned up. Here's LaRue who gets shut down. It is over the sideline. We're tied.
I thought it was going to be ruled in, but just bounced too far out. Excellent job there by Elon just to be aware and keep their eye on that one.
Both teams chasing 2. Win by 2 if it gets that far. Brower, LaRue. And she was just out of position from the get-go, and Towson with the set point.
LaRue's going to want that one back. She just had it. She had a nice shot and a nice angle, but just could not get the height between that one and the ball.
Set point for the Tigers. Barrett will end it. Towson has won 10 of their last 11 sets. Barrett gets the finishing touches on set number 1, but all around it was a collective effort from all of the Tigers who made their presence felt on the court. DeMongo with 5 kills, Barrett with 4 kills, and Abdul Rahim with 3. But leading the way, it was their senior middle blocker, Ilana DeMongo.
Just an excellent job there by DeMongo from the middle. You can see it all around. She covers the court. When she puts the power behind the punch, she puts it down completely.
Prowess would be an understatement for the head coach of the Towson Tigers. The most wins in program history, a 24-6 record last season, on his way to another CAA championship tournament for volleyball this season. And Don Mattil just continues to take this program to new heights, Grace.
I mean, you got to look at just the way that he was able to kind of carry his team from a Towson team that didn't have much recognition to a Towson team that is a dynasty. You can see how many conference titles they've been to. The recent history is there in those conference titles as well, and they're playing like it today. Every single time they had the lead, they just completely maintained it, and they ran with it.
I mean, when you can say you've lost only 3 touchdowns worth of games, 21 since 2019, that's impressive enough. Then you factor in conference titles, beating SEC, ACC, other Power 5 opponents, Coach of the Year. Don Mattil has it all right now.
And you can see, I mean, in their 11th season, they went 24-6. Their first game of the season was sweeping the Gamecocks. So they know how to do it both with CAA opponents, but then out of the CAA as well.
And they've got that 1-0 lead. The closest set they've played, though, in really the last 2 weekends. Got to go back to the College at Charleston. They got swept out at Patriots Point. But Elon was able to take them all the way down to the wire, 25-23. That set one in favor of the team wearing white today. White jerseys, the black numbers, the yellow stitching. Phoenix in their new black jerseys. Shaw, Lanier, equalizer, 1-1.
Excellent job there just by the communication from the Elon offense. Just to kind of confuse, you can see, put the trickery on for the Towson defense, and you can see just not able to respond with the speed.
Once again, even though the Phoenix dropped that first set, Grace, they had Towson in a spot where they really like to be. In arm's length. Never got to a point where Towson could just put on cruise control. And it's really what allowed that set to go as deep as it did, because for every body blow punch that Towson put on, Phoenix was able to come back not only with one of their own, but almost got the knockout.
And I think Mary Tendler utilized the timeouts extremely well. Each timeout was kind of used with precision, and every single time Elon came out looking like a different team.
Rare misstep for Zaire Abdul-Rahim, the graduate student at Glen Ellyn, Illinois.
Just taking a look at it here, just kind of an excellent job there by the Elon communication side, but on the same side, just a good job by Elon to kind of keep, again, equalizing it and putting it back almost as if it's 0-0.
Good job by Burlacamp. She was right place, right time. Lanier tip drill, and they'll call a violation of some sort on the maroon and gold. It gives Towson the point, and they take the 3-2 lead. We'll get a look at the net cam. Someone must have grazed it. You can see it shaking on the bottom half of the screen. As Abdul-Rahim can't get it to go either. Phoenix, or excuse me, can get it to go. Went on the opposite side of the net, and Towson has taken 2 straight.
And Towson, again, very similar to what we just saw, taking that early lead and kind of building that early lead. But again, Elon's got to do the same thing they just did. You got to respond if you're the Phoenix.
They are really trying to get Lanier involved. Doyle, here's Love, player to watch. Nice dig on the opposite end. Barrett skies, but won't celebrate this time. Great communication by the likes of Caroline Doyle and Sydney Love to let it go over the sideline.
And on the Towson side, you got to give them credit. You rarely see people be able to respond to a love kill. I mean, it's hard to be able to kind of dig or try to grab, but a good job by Towson of keeping her on her toes.
And back checks in Erica Link. 2 service aces of the Phoenix 3 this afternoon. The only other player to have one is Clara LaRue. Here's Barrett. 1-on-1 is going to be won by 1-2. And when you're stacked up against Barrett, all you can do if you're Lindsey Harris or any frontline player in this league is just shake your head, because there is no stopping it.
And Barrett last season, 354 kills. She was 5th in the CAA completely for her kind of ranking kills. She's just hard to stop.
Towson gets another point to fall their way. They've doubled their lead at 6-3. Barrett this season in 79 sets, she's got 323 kills. Averages about 4 a game, or 4 a set, that is. Pancake dig, just a hair too late was our player to watch. Sydney Stewart, the junior, couldn't get the full extension at 5'9".
An excellent job there by Elon. They've done a very good job of adapting to what Towson is kind of giving them back. But it's a very good job here, not to try to kill it, but to just place it and kind of be soft with how they put it down.
But once you get those opportunities, Grace, you cannot let them go to the wayside like that. Over the end line, service error. And Towson right back in front by 3. Sparkman, who just made that error, gets the return. LaRue dug up by Barrett. Backside they go. As Naki will get dug up. LaRue blocked, out of bounds. Phoenix point.
A nice response there by LaRue just to kind of keep that one moving forward. Excellent job. And just a good kind of quick response too. We talked about it, but Elon had to come back early because Towson's a team that once they get it, they'll run away with it.
7-5 now, Burleycamp on the end line. Callender couldn't find the opening on the floor. Instead goes too far outside, and Phoenix get 2 straight points to pull themselves back within 1. One of the rare times she's been shut down, but Ilana DeMongo can't find the answer. Phoenix have knotted things up at 7 after a 3-0 run.
And a chilling block there up front. Just look how 6 and 8 were able to kind of stand up at the net and just kind of grab that one and put it down. Excellent job there by that Elon defense.
First block for KJ, the 4th of the afternoon for the Phoenix. And make that now their 182nd block on the season. They outblocked their opponents by 30. They've only given up 150 blocks to the teams they face. LaRue, there's a block attempt. Barrett comes flying in as they give it back to LaRue. Naki, no dice. LaRue for a 3rd time, and it finds the forearms of Barrett. This one will find the floor. This one is out of bounds. And this one will go in favor of the Towson Tigers.
A good volley back and forth, though, but a better ending there by Towson. A close one, as it looked like it kind of almost just grazed the line a little bit, but they'll rule it inbounds, and Towson's going to kind of be able to run away with that.
Ball don't lie, as that one's over the end line on the serve for an error. Back to a 1-point game. As that now the 3rd service error committed by the Tigers.
And we've talked about it, but to Elon's credit, I mean, they really do look like a completely different team here. Towson hasn't really run away yet with anything at all. They've just played incredible all game with kind of keeping themselves in the game.
Here's Callender, and goes over the sideline for the Elon point. Good job by Clara LaRue. We've said her name a bunch, the Louisville, North Carolina native out of West Forsyth High School. Was a 2022 CAA All-Rookie Team nominee.
And we saw it early in the first match, but the mistake is kind of what led Elon to get that lead. They go up by 2, and then Towson responds quick. You almost wonder here if they can start to kind of run with a bit of just a 1-point lead, how far they can take it.
Calendar. Book it. Gets it on the kill. KJ laid out to try and save it, but we're all knotted up at 10 apiece. Speaking of 10, we haven't mentioned her name a ton. Sydney Love, 4 kills on 7 total attacks for a 571 clip. She leads all players as the Phoenix are hitting at a 256 clip. Love not on the floor right now, but Clara LaRue is making her presence felt and might leave a bruise on Barrett for tomorrow morning. Boy, oh boy, did that one get down in a hurry.
And an eerie hit there by Clara LaRue. Just so much power put behind it. An excellent job there just to kind of catch the Towson defense that's played excellently, completely off guard.
That one will give you goosebumps. Phoenix take the 11-10 lead. Calendar gets it off the left fingertips of Kyla Johnson. And the sophomore middle blocker cannot find the answer. We're all square at 11. One more look at it. Beautiful dig. Pay it off, why not? Complete highlight put together. Doyle runs out of room. The R1 to our left is signaling 2 thumbs up.
And I think she actually had a bit of a collision with the ref in the far corner, and that's what's going to kind of prompt our ref kind of closest to us to just kind of reset that one a little bit as the ball was just high and flying.
Speaking of high, speaking of flying, you're talking about Victoria Barrett. Love hits the deck, can't save it. Towson takes a second straight point.
And just a couple of mistakes that are being made by Elon. I think the mistakes are kind of what's allowing Towson to get the lead. Honestly, not that Towson is running away with it. It's just a couple of late miscommunications by Elon.
At the 5th service ace, that another block by Barrett, though. Make it her second. And the second one for Towson. Timeout taken by the Phoenix.
And you can't call Barrett just an offensive player. Defensively, too, she's a hard player to stop. She puts the fear behind each of the Elon defensive players and just makes them think, how can they get a stop?
6 kills, 2 blocks, 6 digs. You mentioned versatility for Caroline Burlekamp. The same is true for number 12, wearing the white Towson jersey tonight. Just oh so good. This entire Towson team has been phenomenal. But on the other side, we needed her to lead the way, did the Maroon and Gold, and she's done just that. Sydney Love, 4 kills, a 571 hit percentage, and tied at the top in terms of attackers for the Maroon and Gold this afternoon.
And just someone who's been playing incredible all season, but more so towards the end of the season right now. You can see some of those highlight package reels right there. She's putting it all together. She's got to keep it going, though, for her squad.
She's got 4, LaRue's got 4, Lanier's got 4, and the Elon Phoenix as a team have 15 kills to their name. They're out hitting the Tigers right now at a 217 clip as opposed to the 213 number posted by the visitors. And Grace, really when you dive into these numbers, Towson has committed 7 more attacking errors, 12-5. The ace is in favor of the Tigers at 5-4, but Towson gets so many second chance opportunities, 24 digs compared to the Phoenix just 19.
Yeah, and I think that's just kind of been the name of the game right now. I think the digs and the response. Digs equal response, and Towson's just been better now at responding to what Elon's been giving them.
14-12. Oh, that's the recipe for this last point. Jessie to Barrett, sophomore on the assist, and Barrett lets him know.
And you can just tell the importance of Barrett on this team. She's not only a confidence booster, but she really just kind of gets the speed of the team going.
Almost an exceptional job by Cameron Lanier, but it goes to the outside portion of the antenna, which means it is out of bounds, null and void of where it lands on the floor. Makes it 16-12 Towson. Stewart leaves her feet, but it cannot get paid off. Phoenix will get the point and pull back within 3. Timeout for the Phoenix, and 2 in the back pocket of the Tigers. So yet one more look, the Sydney Love kill. Her 5th.
Just an excellent job there again by Sydney Love. You can't talk about her enough. She's just such a crucial member of the squad.
Can't talk about DeMongo enough either on the opposite side. The senior is feasting right now. She's now up to 7 kills and tied at the top with Victoria Barrett.
What an excellent setup there. Just completely put it perfectly on the floor from DeMongo. We talked about her before, but she's been somebody who had 23 kills in her first season. We talked about a season-high 8 kills against Delaware. She knows how to get it done, and now just as a more of a veteran on the team, she's doing it even more.
I mean, she only played in 19 sets a season ago. She has 110 kills coming into today. As going over the top of the media table is Erica Link. Right in the middle, and the Phoenix somehow keep it alive. DeMongo gets rejected. One of the best points in recent memory in this building. From start, with Link going airborne, to finish with Burlacamp and the rejection. Towson started celebrating as we get another look at the Burlacamp sledgehammer.
And it's almost like Link put on a costume for that one and turned into Superman. Flew for that ball completely and kept it alive. Excellent job there by Elon. That's the response we're talking about, Max.
Speak of response, right down Broadway go Ava Naki and the Towson Tigers to extend the lead to 4. (18-15) here in set number 2. And now it's 19-15 after the service error, the 3rd by the Phoenix, and Burlacamp, our player to watch, will check out. She's got 4 blocks to lead all players, though.
And it's just errors like those that's what kind of changed the course of the game, from a volley back and forth and just a communication from the Elon side that got this whole arena excited, to then an error like that. You just can't have that if you're the Phoenix.
Both teams hitting at a 224 clip, but the Tigers with 12 more kills than the Maroon and Gold at 28-16. LaRue somehow gets dug up by number 12. Callender can't find the 29th kill. Here's LaRue again. Backside set. Naki pinballing back and forth here at the Shar Center. But you look up at the scoreboard and the only number that matters is that 20.
What a dig there by Barrett. I mean, you can't talk about her enough. What an incredible job she has done. She quite literally covers the floor, Max.
In the front line, she's a threat. In the back line, she's a threat. Even on the end line when she's taken serves, Victoria Barrett is a force to be reckoned with. 26 aces on the year to complement all of her other numbers. 167 digs, 330 plus kills. She just does it all. Phoenix still with that one timeout, down by 4. Here's Brothers, dug up by Doyle. LaRue, what a dig by the libero, Sydney Stewart. Shaw, backside lane near, rides along the net. Shaw sets up LaRue again, dig by Barrett again. Leaving her feet, Lanier. Now LaRue gets shut down. What a volley, Bruin. in the 37th point of set number 2. Just too far. And the Phoenix get back-to-back points to make it a 3-point deficit.
And what a potion in that volley. I mean, back and forth. Who was just going to get it? It just didn't. You couldn't feel like who was going to run away with that one, as both teams really fought all the way till the end.
Towson still in front. Doyle now leaves her feet. Everybody going airborne. KJ makes up for the block. What a job by Barrett in the back line. Here's Callender. There's LaRue. Kyla Johnson will finish the job. Her second.
And Max again, just not going away. Elon is staying in this one and hanging tight completely. Excellent save there, but just a better response by Elon.
Timeout gets called by the Towson Tigers, who have now seen 3 points come off of their ledger. And they only lead now by 2, Grace. You get a look at the Phoenix huddle. A team that has gotten 3, but you're still chasing not only the 2 deficit, but the 7 points to get to 25. Got to keep the focus up.
You got to also just kind of keep the power coming, too, if you're Elon. You can't give it up quite yet. And you can't, again, we talked about this. I feel like a broken record, but 2 points isn't, it's just not available right now for the Phoenix to let up. You got to even the score out and then keep your run going.
And we talk about him, Don Mattil, so crafty at when he uses those timeouts. It almost came back to haunt him in the end on the last set, but the Towson Tigers were able to finish the job. Got to think his mojo and his message to the team right now is, let's go out there and get these next 5 points. Let's keep them in the rearview mirror.
And I think that's exactly probably what he wants to do. Kind of just shake off anything that has been happening so far in the game and kind of keep this one pushing going forward.
Sunday Scaries here at the Shar Center. So we've got all the Halloween festivities, including a select few dressed in costume. Good vibes out here on a Sunday afternoon. Calendar. Lanier, and there were all the tricks on that end of the floor and all the treats for the Phoenix. KJ and Lanier both go up, keeps the middle blockers guessing. And they're back within 1, a 4-0 run for them.
Great job just kind of finding the sideline and putting it perfectly.
Shaw might have got benefited that time, but that's paying off a benefit. Ava Naki, another Tigers player that can just disrupt the flow of things and hammer down the nail. Towson back in front by 2.
And Naki sent Shaw flying on that one, just completely sent her to the ground, and Shaw just kind of had to sit, look around, and shake that one off.
Lanier. Nice job by Cameron Lanier. The sophomore middle blocker from Chapel Hill, North Carolina. That thing was hit so hard it might roll its way back to Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
Make it her 6th kill on the day. She's leading in the kill column, just doing an excellent job from that side.
Another last-second save by the Tigers. Love splits the difference. We're knotted at 21.
And I think Lanier and the Love combo is what can make Elon so scary. If you get everybody else kind of working around and keep the communication up, that combo, it makes them a frightful team.
It's all about the moving parts on the front line, keeping the defense off balance. Nice dig by Shaw. Abdul Rahim. Now Lanier. What a rejection. But the Phoenix keep it alive. As I believe we're going to redo the point. R1 pointed 2 thumbs up to the sky normally means a redo, and that's exactly what's going to happen here. Didn't quite catch why we're redoing the point. I thought it was a really nice save by the Phoenix. Instead, it turns into a really nice kill for Zaire Abdul-Rahim.
And yeah, just a bit of confusion on that pass play, Max. It didn't really seem like anybody had too much of an idea of what was going on. But again, now Towson with the chance to kind of take these last couple of points and just run with it.
KJ. Now Barrett on the tip drill of her own. Love can't keep it alive. Sydney Love did her best to extend full body. The 6'3" outside hitter needed just an extra fingernail on that one. As the timeout is taken, Towson chasing 2 to win set number 2. The Phoenix chasing 2 to get back to even with Towson. Take into the Phoenix huddle first. Sydney Love with 6 kills and a 600 hit percentage. She's also got 3 digs. As a team, Elon with 21 kills, Towson with 32 kills. The digs have knotted back up 31 to 29 in favor of the Tigers. But Grace, it just seems like everywhere the Phoenix try and claw their way back, there's just a Towson Tiger rearing its ugly head right in the window saying, this is our spot.
Yeah, and I think they've just covered the floor so well. We talked about earlier the spread that has been in the middle. All right, well, now they've kind of closed it, and Towson's just found every other spot to put the ball down. The kills have been the name of the game right now. 32 kills against Elon's 21, and Elon's 21 with 2 excellent players in Lanier and Love. Towson's done the job defensively, but offensively, they're getting it done as well.
Victoria Barrett leads the way in terms of the kill numbers and dig numbers. She's on double-double watch for a second straight day. Had 21 kills to go along with 8 digs yesterday. Didn't have that double-double, of course, yesterday with those numbers, but already with 8 kills and 9 digs this afternoon. Also leads the way in blocks. Lanier. That one's over our heads. Service error makes this a set point for Towson, only in set number 2 here at the Schar Center. 24 to 22, they lead it. Sydney Stewart, the player to watch on the end line. Lanier gets shut down. Barrett tries to go a little behind the back save, but cannot. Phoenix continue to stay tight. 24-23, they're playing really good volleyball right now, and it's just a matter of hunkering down for the final 2 points if they can. Timeout taken.
And almost just a mirror of the same set we just saw, fighting all the way till the end here and pushing a Towson team that's played really well, but you're pushing them to kind of reach further into their limits.
The last time Towson was taken this close in back-to-back affairs, you have to go back to October the 5th in their second of 2 games against NCAA. 28-26, Towson would win set 1. 25-23, they would win in set 2. Cameron Lanier and the Phoenix, though, doing their best to right that wrong and get back in it here in set number 2. Lanier has been fantastic.
And Lanier is somebody, we said it earlier, they want to get her involved as much as possible. And sure, they have 8 kills to her name so far in 2 digs. She's doing excellent on the court right now, and she's just played incredibly.
Leads the way in terms of the Phoenix, leads the way on both sides in terms of the hit percentage. 467 in her back pocket, and the Phoenix, as a team right now, Grace, are hitting at a 277 marker of their own. Just 5 attacking errors for the Phoenix, and then you look at the scoreboard and you look at how close this game is. It has everything to do with the amount of kills Towson has gotten. 32 kills have made up their 49 points this afternoon.
Right now it's in the hands of Lanier, Love, and LaRue offensively. You got to kind of keep that one going if you're the 3 of them.
Barrett trying to put a stop to it. Phoenix scramble, but so does the egg. And the Towson Tigers take set 2 by the mirror image score, how they took set number 1, 25-23. And it's the duo of 12 and 16 of Barrett and DeMongo, senior and senior, leading the charge, Grace.
Yeah, both players right now, and the two of them playing absolutely incredibly. You can't look at this duo any better. When they get the spot to kind of be able to secure that one, it's just incredible.
16 of the 33 kills have come off of those two right arms, and 10 of the digs as well. 25-23s go wild. Towson in front 2-0. We'll be right back on Flow Sports. Volleyball season is winding down. Towson in the building this afternoon, but from there it's road, home, and then road. NCAA to open up the calendar of November, back in this building for Senior Day on November 12th, and then the Phoenix with everything riding in the balance. That November 15th and 16th date in Newark, Delaware is going to have a whole lot of implications. Delaware 8-3 right now in the conference. The Phoenix at 5-6.
You can't talk enough about how crucial these last couple of series are for the Phoenix, especially these games at home. Secure the wins at home, as Elon's just been a lot better at home than they have been on the road. So you got to kind of look at that as a whole, how Elon can kind of secure a couple of these wins.
Then on the other side, Towson wraps things up here. They'll make the trip back up north to TU Arena, and they'll host Northeastern the following week to open up their calendar month of November. Then they're traveling even further up north to the Stony Brook Seawolves in New York. They have a weekend series there. Then they're back at home before they open up CAA tournament play right in their home building, TU Arena, the 21st to the 23rd. That's when the CAA championship tournament gets underway, and they're going to need two of their ferocious players in Victoria Barrett and Elana DeMongo to continue to step up as they get towards CAA championship tournament play. Both of those players are exceptional tonight. Both of those players, the senior leaders of this team for this squad. And when you talk about Victoria Barrett, the resume runs itself off the page. preseason player of the year this year, rookie of the year when she was with New Mexico State, and Alana DeMongo, the Auburn University at Montgomery transfer, somebody who had a career high of 18 kills out that way. She has just been a staple piece, both of them have, of this Towson Tiger squad.
And I think you look at today, Barrett with 9 kills to herself and 9 digs and 2 blocks. DeMongo with 7 kills, 1 dig, and she's just played absolutely incredible. You can't look at either of those players and say that, they haven't kind of fulfilled their role here on the team. The senior spotlight is on today, and for Towson, they are showing out.
Well, they're spooky, they're scary, and they send shivers down your spine if you're an opposing defense or threat to these Towson Tigers, looking to cruise their way into their 18th win of the season. But Annabelle Shaw and the Elon Phoenix are going to try and put a stop to it. Off we go in set number 3. Far side, Stewart, free ball induced. Doyle, Shaw. Now it's LaRue, but Barrett's able to collect the loose change. Abdul Rahim, dig by Shaw, far side, it's Lanier. Well, we're in for a treat if we get 25, 50 more of those kind of volleys. Phoenix take point number 1 in set number 3, something they only did once yesterday. And Grace, the time they did do it, they won that set.
And I was just about to say it. I was thinking about it as the set was going on, as that volley was going on. That, I think, makes the difference, getting the confidence early and taking the lead early.
Miscommunication up front. Callender will get the point. For Callender, that goes down as kill number 6. 4 Towson Tigers have eclipsed the 5 kill marker, and they have 6 players in the kill column. Shaw, there is number 6, and Kyla Johnson gets things back on track.
And Kyla Johnson with the trick and the treat on that one. Excellent job at the net, and just such a great job to find the spot on the floor, not necessarily in the kill style, but just putting the trickery out.
Barrett. All gas, no brakes for number 12. 2-2. Hopefully you didn't blink, because if you did, you missed that kill. Off the palm of Sydney Stewart, and the junior sends that one into the net for the 6th service error for these Towson Tigers this afternoon.
And a mistake that you rarely see from Stewart, but one that Elon can kind of use to their advantage here.
The Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania native was a one-time Defensive Player of the Week last year. Back in high school, she had 1,000 kills in her career. And even though she's from Pennsylvania, her favorite team and her favorite player, Derek Jeter of the New York Yankees, said she looked up to him as a kid, but right now the Yankees are in some deep water out in LA. Phoenix are starting to get themselves into deep water. A service ace, the 7th for the Tigers, makes it a 4-3 lead for them.
And I think just kind of the trickery that they're able to pose up front and early, that's what's kind of led the way for the Phoenix here. But another error by the Towson Tigers, and a moment for Elon to kind of recollect and put themselves back in the driver's seat.
I think that would be the one gripe that Don Mattil and this Towson Tigers team would have for themselves. Of course, if they're able to close out this 3rd set. That's the 7th service error today, the 16th of the weekend, and a team that 14 service aces looks really, really good on paper. But if you're giving points away on the error side of things, really balances itself out.
And you can see it there, just not an excellent shot. Wasn't able to kind of keep that one going for the Phoenix.
Here's Barrett. That one paints the corner. Phoenix thought they had the read on it. Sydney Love was calling out the entire way.
Sydney Love frustrated with that one, shaking her head back and forth. They were confident in their call, and you know she wants that one back.
Barrett has her sights set on that back line. Goes right back to the same spot. Tip drill. And a beauty. Dimongo, another kill. She's got 8 and a .357 hitting percentage.
And what a tip there by Dimongo up front. Able to put that one kind of down, but do it in a lot of style. Excellent job there by the player we've been watching all game.
Barrett goes opposite side. Sydney Love says that one is out. And I couldn't agree more. Over the end line, gives the point back to the Phoenix. Abigail Sparkman, the graduate student, checks in from Eagle, Idaho. And the time at the end line for her is going to be short-lived, as it is a staple of a kill right in the middle of the net. And that is where Towson has excelled this entire afternoon, being in the middle. They've done a good job outside, yes, but when they have defenders spread out, or middle blockers spread out, that is, they've been exceptional. Speaking of exceptional, Clara LaRue continues to pave the way. Her 6th kill. She's also got 4 digs to go along with it.
And you almost wonder if Elon moving forward has to kind of think about that a little bit. How do you cover the middle a little bit better as you face some teams who, like an A&T, who can play from the outside, but boy, can they play from the inside as well.
Tip drill. Just a little late to the punch. That's what makes them so dangerous. I mean, you've got everybody in the right position. You can get a look at it here on the replay. 2 blockers right down the middle. The 3 backliners for anywhere that could go. Clara LaRue in case of a tool attempt. And even still, Sarah Callender just finds a way to find the point. This time it's Abdul Rahim. Now LaRue. Blocked. But over the end line. 9-7 now, Tigers in front.
And it was a good effort there up front by Towson, but a better effort there by Elon to kind of keep that one alive. Excellent job by the Phoenix.
Doyle leaves her feet. Shaw, LaRue. Middle blocker in Abdul Rahim was late to get there. Lands right at the feet of the backline judge and gives the Phoenix their 2nd straight point.
And yet again, the Phoenix climb back. I mean, we haven't really seen it. Every single time it looks like Towson begins to run with it, the Phoenix are just there.
Callender again, this time rejected. One more try. Once again rejected. 3rd time's the charm. In this case, it is. Towson gets the double figures.
And I think if you kind of think about Towson, it's just such wizardry that's kind of posed from them. It's just an excellent job in response, but it's also just a better job in the speed in which they're playing.
Barrett goes with the left hand this time, and Barrett is in her bag. Smile from ear to ear, and Towson can taste it right now. KJ now with the left hand. Tries to keep it alive. Good teamwork that time by the Phoenix. Abdul Rahim will get the point. Right at the feet of Annabelle Shaw.
I think this front line for Towson is the biggest thing to take away right now. Just they're so excellent in how they respond up front and just how they're able to kind of confuse the Phoenix a little bit up front and then punch it towards the back.
Timeout taken by the Phoenix. Got insight from our Camera 4 operator today, Jack Gill, that prior to the game today, Towson was in their locker room listening to We Bring the Boom prior to getting out on the floor. There is not a song out there that could better describe this Towson Tigers team. Every time they go up for a kill, they bring the boom, they lay the hammer down, and they lay into a 12-8 lead. Let's take a look at the CAA volleyball standings while we have a minute. Hofstra and Charleston both at the top. Right below them are the Towson Tigers. But Towson Told you earlier, 17-4, the best win percentage in the conference. Jump a little bit further down that ladder, and you've got Elon sitting at 8th at 11-11. We told you the teams that Elon plays, A&T, who sits at 5. They then come back and play William & Mary. Right now, they sit at 9, and then they go up to Newark, Delaware, who sits at 4. All that to say, Grace, Elon has a tough schedule, yes, but a very good schedule in terms of where they can place themselves in conference play.
And I think it's achievable. I think it's something that they're going to be able to accomplish. It's just going to take some communication and some learning and experience from the games they've played recently.
Out of the timeout, Towson with the 4-point lead here in set 3. Looking for the weekend sweep and the first sweep of the weekend, as Towson now gets the 13th point of set 3. Highlighted it the other day. 4 sweeps in the month of October, and they'd love to put a bow and ribbon on it with their 5th to close the calendar month. Over the course of the season, they've got 10 of them.
Towson was shocked on that one. A bit of confusion there, but it's actually going to go back to the Phoenix. A bit of a violation that's going to rule in favor of the Phoenix.
Just over the end line, looking for the picture-perfect serve. And instead, it turns into now the serve for the Tigers. 5-point lead for them. Barrett still on double-double watch. She needs one more dig to get there. 11 kills, 9 digs. That's Stewart. There's Barrett. And there is the point for the Phoenix.
And a crucial point for the Phoenix. A 5-point deficit turns into a 4-point deficit now. Starting to climb their way back a little bit. Doyle looking to kind of change the name of the game here with her serve.
And just for both sides, there's something different about looking at a 5-point deficit when you're in single digits to a 4-point deficit when you're in double digits. But Towson comes right back. Barrett continues to shine. 12th kill, hitting at a .318 percentage, 2 blocks. The term Swiss Army knife never applied so much.
She just is so versatile. I mean, we sound, again, like a broken record, like we're saying the same thing, but she is just wicked from that spot.
Here's Lanier. Free ball. And that was just a very smart play by Moran. She comes in to serve for these Towson Tigers. She's got 20 service aces. Not known for the kill, but when you can do things like that, it adds up, and her 11th on the year is a special one. Doyle, a beautiful job to get the service back in the air. Here's Naki, and she will win the point. Towson in front by 7, and they're starting to put the Phoenix back in the rearview mirror. Timeout taken by the maroon and gold.
And I think for the first time, this is the only time I want to say this game where it seems a little bit out of hand. It seems like Elon has lost any of the momentum that they kind of had and the response they kind of had. If Elon wants the response now, it can't come in forms of 1 and 2. It's got to come in a run.
Not only that, you're going 15 points at least without stopping the pace of play. As we'll get a look at one of these Towson players. 12 kills for Barrett, 9 for DeMongo, but 7 for Calendar.
And previously at William & Mary, she saw a lot of action there with the Tribe, and she totaled 309 kills. She averaged about 3%, and she's showing it here today for the Tigers.
7 kills, 143 hit percentage for her, and 6 of the digs for these Tigers. Tigers, by the way, lead in just about every category. 43 kills to the Phoenix 28. 8 service aces to the Phoenix 4. 35 digs to the Phoenix 32. Phoenix are leading in the hit percentage column at 289. And 5 blocks for the maroon and gold. out of the timeout. Love finds it. 17-11.
And a great find there by Love. You can just you can see it in that one. She needed that one back too. I think a little bit for her own confidence building. You know, she's got 7, now 8 kills on the day. Excellent find there by Love.
She's still hitting at a miraculous 538%. Barrett. Shut down. 6th block of the afternoon. And maybe that's the spark this Phoenix team needed.
We talked about the difficulty of covering a player like Barrett, but they did it excellently there. Put on a masterclass of blocking.
Just shows how important it is to have those 2 middle blockers in position and in preparation for Victoria Barrett. Link has a couple of service aces, won't find one here. Instead, Barrett will find Sydney Love laying out. Free ball. Link gives it to the back line. Barrett on the far side. Good recovery that time by Harris. And another block. Back to back. Sydney Love and Burlekamp. Player to watch, and 1 point for the Phoenix.
And Elon again, only a 4-point deficit now. We talked about the importance of numbers in the game, and right now it's just fallen in favor of Towson, but the Phoenix are climbing back.
Caroline Burlekamp has 5 blocks this afternoon. Timeout taken by the Towson Tigers. But for Burlekamp, we came in saying it. They needed their superstars to step up, and step up they have. Burlekamp now, in her last 4 matches, has 20 blocks, including 8 against Stony Brook a weekend ago. And if you turn the calendar back to earlier in the month, she had 7 against the Campbell Camels.
And I think what's interesting about this year's Phoenix squad is just the depth in different players. I mean, you got to look at players like Lanier and LaRue and Love, and you think about the fact that they are very offensively driven. But then you look at players like Harris and Burlekamp, and they cover on the block side. 9 total today between the 2 of them. So if you can kind of access all elements of the Phoenix, I think that's when the team can start to come together as a whole, especially in this run towards the end of the season.
6 blocks on the afternoon for the Maroon and Gold. It's a team that averages 2 of them a set. And around the CAA, it puts them encroaching on the top half in that category. Towson comes out of the timeout, gets that 18th point. Just 1 timeout remaining for either side. Towson has it, and they also have the 5-point lead. Backside set. Naki, shut down. Sydney Love.
And Sydney Love excited about that one, and deservedly so. Take a look at it here. Just powerful from that sideline. Excellent block by Love.
That's showing the freshman whose house it is. Sydney Love, the veteran senior, sets her down. LaRue will set down another point. Phoenix back within 3. Once again, the Phoenix just continue to battle their way back into sets, but is it too little, too late? Far side, that one's out. It's another point for the Maroon and Gold, their 3rd straight.
And I almost thought a timeout would have been taken there by the Tigers, but decision to kind of keep moving forward and see how they can respond.
Burlekamp free ball. And a net violation. Burlekamp can't believe it. I mean, right in her breadbasket. Oh, right at the end. The fingernails. Tough break for number 11.
It was an excellent look there by the ref from the far sideline just to kind of read that one. Look at the movement behind the neck as Elon held all the momentum in that bit of a run.
Can they recover? Link, Burlekamp, redemption. Burlekamp's fired up. Perfect spot, perfect finish, and a much-needed point.
Elon fighting for it here. They got to get that run that they just had. They got Towson on their heels. Can they kind of keep them going?
That Burlekamp's first kill to go along with the 6 blocks. Leaves her feet here. LaRue just on the opposite side of the antenna. The second time we've seen that this afternoon, Grace. And once they get out of position, once the Tigers get you out of position, it is so hard to recalibrate.
And that one was a close one. LaRue put it over, and it was just inches too far over the antenna, and that's what's ruled it out of bounds.
Towson's the first team to 20. Link. Harris. Bullet train. 20-18. This had a one-way ticket to the seats in Shar Center. Shaw on the end line, one of the best servers for the Maroon and Gold this year. But just another graduate student veteran kill. Look at the top 3 leaders of this Towson Tigers squad. That Abdul Rahim's 9th. DeMongo has 9. Barrett has 12. Senior grad student. Shaw, LaRue. Tigers scramble but can't. Phoenix back within 2.
And the Phoenix fight is present right now. They want it, and you can tell just by the speed and the energy, I think, in which they're playing, Max. It just seems like it's amplified times 10.
21-19, set number 3 here at the Shar Center. Barrett. One more try. Rides the net and finds the floor.
So let's see. Barrett can put it down to the ground through a kill. She can block. She can save it. And then she can pull off trickery like that. I mean, how do you stop a player like Barrett?
That is just witchcraft with the use of the net. And that one's over the end line. Towson's 2 points away from their 5th sweep of the month. Sydney Stewart, a former Elizabethtown High School MVP. Barrett now. That ends up in our lap. We got one. We got one on the weekend series. I mean, it goes as a point for the Phoenix, but you don't get our awesome skills out here from press row.
A point for the Phoenix, but a point for us as well, Max.
Match point coming up for the Tigers. Match point for the Tigers. Barrett has been the ace in the card deck. 13 kills to lead both sides. A .214 hit percentage. The Tigers hitting at a .254 clip. Do they have win 18 on the year? Because why would it be anybody else? Victoria Barrett paves the way for her 14th kill and the 18th win for the Towson Tigers. She finishes the weekend with 35 in her back pocket, and the Tigers walk out of the Shar Center winners of 2 CAA volleyball matches.
And you can imagine a game like today puts Victoria Barrett on watch. If you're any team in the CAA and you know that she's coming to your hometown, you've got to get a stop, and you got to figure out how to stop a powerful player.
51 kills for the Tigers. They outkill the Phoenix by 18, and they outdig them by 4 from start to finish. It was all visitors all weekend long. They walk out 2 wins richer, and the Phoenix will be looking to bounce back after dropping 5 of their last 6. Grace, your final thoughts.
And I think you kind of look at a game like today, and it shows promise from the Phoenix in playing behind. The key now is you got to figure out how you got to finish. I mean, 2 games, 25-23, 25-23, 25-20. Those are close games, Max. They're close matches. So now as a match as a whole, how do you finish a game all the way till the end and you keep that run going?
Elon drops to 5-7 in conference play. Towson moves up to the cream of the crop, 9-3. The only teams above them, the Hofstra Pride and the Charleston Cougars at 9-2 and 9-3. For Grace Stetler, for our entire Elon Sports Vision crew that had a ton of great looks on replay, produced by Sam Landsman. Towson wins this one in sweep fashion, 25-23 twice, 25-20 in the end. I'm Max Wallace saying so long, farewell from the Shar Center. We'll see you in 2 weeks for Senior Day, right back on this floor. Victoria Barrett, all smiles, and the Tigers head back up North Victors.